In 2023, it started with one single seed in a scrawny Corbaci pepper fruit, but I planted that one seed and it was very successful, very productive, but still had issues along the way. Then in 2024, I had done a seedless watermelon along with my super hybrid that I've been working on. And let's just say I harvested more lessons learned than any fruit that year. But now, for 2025, what will the single seed challenge be? Hey everyone, Natissa here, and welcome to You Can Grow Too. What is the single seed challenge? It is a challenge for us gardeners to follow one seed planted and follow the life cycle of that plant all the way to harvest, and to monitor the things that happen along the way. It's a great way to focus on how a plant grows and what it goes through. This challenge is usually hosted by Scott Head on Black Gumbo Southern Gardening, and honestly I don't even know if he's doing it this year, but this is something that I really enjoy doing, and you can do it too. All you do is you take whatever you want to plant and you have to use just one seed and follow the journey of that seed. And you can choose anything you want, and there's no rules. It's just to appreciate how a plant grows. Even if for some reason your seed does not germinate, you can always start over. In this envelope here is the single seed challenge that I will be planting for the year 2025, and it is the Thai Soldier Long Bean. This is my favorite noodle bean to grow. I live here in the subtropics of Florida where it is very hot and humid, and these plants, these beans, are one of the best growing here in my climate. I have grown these for the past 3 years, and each year it has outcompeted all my other noodle beans. In fact, last year I even wondered if these were gonna grow, and if you've seen some of the tours I have done through the summertime, they just started out really slow. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out because I knew someone else growing them and planted them about the same time I had, and their plants were very lush, but these beans pulled through. So I will be doing this for this year's single seed challenge. And the Guyana long bean. This bean can get up to about 3 feet long. And I bought this as one plant from a local plant festival, planted it in the ground. It hadn't rained for a while. I did my best to take care of it, of course, but then bugs have just attacked the whole thing. I don't think I have any footage or pictures of it either because I just thought that it just wasn't gonna work. But it produced beans, and I did not eat one bean off of this plant because I wanted to save seed. Like I said, with beans, you gotta keep it picked in order for it to keep producing. But for this plant to be attacked as much as it was, and to still produce multiple beans for me to save seed from, in fact, this package of beans has 114 bean seeds in it from that one plant, so that tells you something. But it was just, I thought it was gonna do nothing, and it did a lot more than I thought it would do. So I'm going to do this as my single seed challenge as well. And like I said, I've been doing this challenge for the past couple of years, but there is something different that I want to do, and that is I want to plant these seeds in food containers. I had done a video, it was a couple years ago during the fall and winter season, where I took food containers and grew some of our winter crops in them, like green onions and lettuce, and it was very successful. And what I had done after that, well, all I did was took grass clippings and laid it on top and let it break down to help build that soil back up. And I did add some sand in it to help with the drainage because I felt that it was too densely moist, and that's just not good for plants growing. They need to have, some more drainage. It needs to be more fluffy and not so dense and hard as it was. But other than that, I did not revitalize anything in the soil with any store-bought materials. It strictly was whatever was on my property. That's something I like to feature on this channel, is using things that I have so that way you can grow too. So I did take these vinegar containers and I just refilled it with that revitalized soil that I had used for the past couple of years. And we are going to grow our beans in them. And what's kind of neat about beans is that they do fix their own nitrogen from the air and bring it down into the soil. So it's going to be interesting to see how these beans are going to do in these food containers with revitalized soil with what I had on my property. And also something to note is when you're growing in ground, generally your plants are going to be more vigorous because they're going to have more room to grow under the ground and get the nutrition and water that they need. But to grow these plants in a food container, it is probably going to make the plant not as vigorous. But I'm very curious to see something, and that is how much food can we grow in just a simple food container? And we're going to compare both beans and see how they do throughout the season. So without further ado, let us pick our one single seed. So before I go and dirty up my table in planting, we will select our Thai Soldier long bean for the single seed challenge. Dump them all out here. And I'm going to select the best bean I can, and I look for the most round, plump bean of the bunch. That bean right there. Thai Soldier long bean. Set him aside. And now for the Guyana long bean here in this pack. Out it all goes. And again, going to select the plumpest of the beans that look pretty good, pretty promising. Might be... we gotta trust. I don't know. Maybe the one sitting on here, wouldn't that be something? We'll let the sign be the sign. We'll use this bean. Get these out. And that is our bean. And we will start with our Thai Soldier long bean. And this we will plant in this food container. Oh yes, the revitalized soil. And with beans in general, they go about a ½ inch to an inch deep. And I've already moistened the soil. So yeah, that looks about right. A little hole right there in the middle. And I'm just gonna drop this bean right in. And there it be. Quick little press on with the fingers. And we will water them in. So, the Thai Soldier long bean is planted. And now, for our Guyana long bean. Again with our food container written on the top there, so we know. And again, bamboo stick to get us about a ½ inch to an inch deep. I see a little bit of leaves on there and debris, just pick those out best you can. And the seed starting mix is moist. And now we take that bean and here we go, right in there. Pat it down, and we will water them in. We like that, Lunabelle. Alright, the other one, watering it in. Good old Guyana long bean. And good old Lunabelle as well. There we go. So now that we got our beans planted, the plan is to have these growing in their food containers in my cornerstone bed. And I'll need to decide on a trellising system soon because these beans will grow fast. But right now, let's just get them out in the sunshine. And if you are still watching, I have a little bonus segment of some other really cool beans I'm growing this year that I'm really excited about. And they are... well, I count these as a drying bean, and it is some cowpeas. I like to grow these where I grew my lettuce in the pots that are around the garden. Like I said before, beans help put nitrogen into the soil. So my thinking is have these grow in the summer put nitrogen into the pot and then grow my lettuce in winter. In fact, I plan on a video on that real soon. I count this as a drying bean. It is the pigeon pea. And these grow into like, it looks like a tree, a small tree, and it blooms in, I think, the fall, early winter time, and it sets its pods, and I let them dry out on the plant, and then I have pigeon peas throughout the rest of the year to add to meals. And this one's a different variety than what I grew other years. I've grown like a more speckled looking cowpea, and this one is of a brown color. So we'll see. I've also got the Puerto Rican black beans, and I grew these on the side of my house last year. Not in the best location, but they grew pretty well. And we like our dried beans, so I just let them grow and I just collect them as they dry. I'm really excited about this bunch of beans. And the first one is, of course, my winged bean. And this grew very well through our summer a few years back. And gosh, I don't remember exactly when I grew them, but when everything else was struggling pretty hard, these beans were growing so well. And they set their pods when it started cooling off more, early fall. So when all my noodle beans were taken out to get ready for the fall season, these beans were producing and they were giving us food during that transition time. And these are not drought tolerant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these closer to the time when my rains are supposed to be coming in, because the last 2 years we did not have really much rain and these really struggled. In fact, I did a short video on my wing beans versus my noodle beans, which noodle beans are more of a drought tolerant plant. And I just showed how we need to know how our garden is in order to know what to grow. So I'm hoping that the rains will come this year, and so I'll wait a little bit more until I get these beans out. But I'm trying another wing bean this year, I should say. It's new to me, and it is the long dragon, and it is said to get to be about 2 foot long, these wing beans. So I'm excited to try them, and of course it does say to pick them younger in order for them to be more tender, but we'll see. I'll probably let one grow all the way, but yes, I'm just excited about that. And what I am really excited about is the purple dragon, a purple winged bean. And this is very rare, so I'm really going to do my best to take care of it. I'm probably going to plant all these winged beans in a damp cloth and cover it up and keep it humid and moist just to make sure they germinate right. I mean, I've never done my wing beans like that, but I've done my bitter melon that way, and it was such a success. So we are going to try that with these wing beans. And last but not least of my cool beans I'm going to grow, and this was just decided not too long ago, I just ordered the seeds, and that is velvet bean. This is going to be interesting. It's another tropical bean. In fact, a lot of these beans are tropical, and I live in the subtropics, so that should be perfect for my climate. But what's really interesting about these is it's a medicinal, and always do your research, and I still have a lot to learn about these beans, but I've read it can help boost testosterone, but I'm very interested in the dopamine. I guess it can help boost that just to make you feel good, and I thought, let's just see. Let's just see. So I'm going to read more about it, and also it can be a great chop and drop, I have heard, to help get all that plant matter in the ground, break it down, and help build up my sandy soil. And like I said again, with beans, it will also help put nitrogen in my very lack of nutrients, lack of nitrogen soil or sand, not even soil. So this will be nice. Cool to grow. And by the way, I've read that there are wild varieties of this that have like spines and hairs and can be very irritating to the skin. But this one is supposed to be spineless, so we're definitely going to find out. But those are all the beans I'm planning to grow this year, so follow me on the tours that I'm going to be doing through spring and summer. We're going to see these beans grow along with the single seed challenges, so we're going to follow that, and at the end of the season do a video on how our single seed challenges have grown, what has happened, and of course how many beans did each produce in a food container. I hope that this got you inspired and excited for your spring growing season. Give the single seed challenge a try. It's a lot of fun. Anyone can do it. All you need to do is put in hashtag single seed challenge in whatever year we are in. And that way we can find each other to see what everyone's doing, because I like to see what everyone's doing too. If you are interested in seeing my last single seed challenges, I will link them down in the description for you to enjoy. Different things happen every single year, and there's always lessons to be learned. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Here goes our Thai soldier long bean and our Guyana long bean. It is April 4th, just a few days after planting, and we have our first germinated seed, the Guyana long bean. And we still don't have any germination yet on the Thai soldier long bean, but I suspect it should be very soon. And something to note is this bean, the Guyana long bean, was something that I saved seed for from last year, and it is very possible that the Thai soldier long bean is an older seed that I'd saved. But beans generally are pretty good for a while, so I'm still trusting we'll have our Thai soldier long bean. It is the next day, April 5th, and we already saw that the Guyana long bean has germinated. Look how far it's come along in just one day. And like I thought, the very next day, our Thai soldier long bean has germinated. So it begins. I'm gonna have to figure out my trellis system very soon.